Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back to another YouTube video. I was going to say YouTube episode, but I guess you could call it that. From the We Go podcast, AKA What Else Is Going On. For those of you that are new here, welcome. For those of you that have been subscribed or not new here, thank you so much. I appreciate every last one of y'all. I do not take y'all taking time out of your day to come watch my video, comment, listen to the podcast. I don't take any of that for granted. So I truly, truly appreciate it. So for those of you that don't know, I do have an audio podcast. So I post all of my podcasts going, for the last couple of months, maybe I've been posting the visual portions of my podcast episodes, which do drop every Tuesday and Friday. Recently was on a little bit of a 2-week hiatus, but a new episode did just drop today with Miss Vanessa from Reality Recap. So make sure you go check that out. The video version is on YouTube. Audio version you can listen to wherever you listen to your podcast, wherever you find your podcast. What else is going on? So I just wanted to come to y'all and talk about a couple of things, maybe more than a couple, maybe like 4 or 5 things that came across my timeline and on my phone. And I was like, these are pretty interesting. So I wanted to talk about them. So first up, let's get into Miss Taraji P. Henson and The Color Purple. So we know that they've had a press tour for The Color Purple, and Taraji has been speaking out about the way that Black actresses are treated in Hollywood. So let's get into this article from today.com. Exclusive. Taraji P. Henson says it's not fair. The narrative has turned away from The Color Purple. What you're not going to do is pit 2 Black women together. Not on my watch. Taraji P. Henson is ready for the narrative surrounding The Color Purple to change. Recently, her comments about her experiences with pay disparity in Hollywood and the revelation that she nearly turned down the Broadway musical adaptation because she felt lowballed went viral. Now Henson is asking that the attention return to the film that was released last Christmas. I hope they can focus back onto this film because right now, to me, it feels like what I said is now becoming louder than this beautiful film. Henson tells today.com, while promoting her always discreet brand partnership. And that's not fair to me or anybody in the film, Henson continues, because the film deals with women who are oppressed, who live in an oppressed system, men and women, and all the characters in that film except for the white people. So that movie is about healing. That movie is about sisterhood. So she wants everybody to stop focusing on or stop trying to, y'all, what is the word? Stop trying to, oh my gosh, it starts with a C. I know if y'all know the word, y'all are probably screaming it, but not commingle, but basically stop trying to join the 2 issues together. She's saying she has one issue with the pay, and yes, she almost turned down this part in The Color Purple because of the low ball. But at the same time, she wants us to focus on the beauty of the film, conflate and not, I guess, conflate the 2. I get what she's saying. It is hard, though, just in my personal opinion. It's hard to separate the 2 when, yes, you're talking about Black actresses, and the pay disparity in Hollywood, which I 100% stand behind her in talking about, no matter when it is or on what platform. But the reality is you are doing it while you're promoting this movie, The Color Purple. So if you're talking about the pay disparity in Hollywood with Black actresses, and on top of that, you're mentioning that you almost turn the movie that you're promoting down because of the low pay, that falls right into you talking about the low pay that Black actors and actresses get in Hollywood. So I can see how the conversation has become about that and not about the movie. I'm not saying it's right. I went and saw the movie Christmas. And yes, it was different, of course, than the book. I read the book when I was younger, and then, of course, watched the movie many times over. But I did enjoy this adaptation. But I also get what Taraji is saying. Hey, y'all, can we just focus back on the movie? Because I believe the numbers have taken a hit after doing great on Christmas. The numbers have been falling off. And I wonder if that is due to her talking about this. I know that there were people who were blaming Oprah and saying, this is Oprah's fault that Taraji was lowballed. It's Oprah's fault that they didn't have their separate trailers, that they were going to have to drive themselves to set, that there was no food. And so I heard conversations of people saying they weren't going to go see the movie because of that. So who knows? Like I said, I understand where Taraji is coming from, but I think she also has to realize why The Color Purple, the movie, has become a part of this conversation about Hollywood and the disparities in pay for Black and Black actresses. Y'all go support the movie. Go see it. I enjoyed it. It was good. And I'm not a musical person. Like my family is, my kids and my husband, they love it. Girl, they listen to show tunes. When me and the hubby drove to take Sky back to college last Sunday, we took her back to Syracuse. They talked me into going because I was like, I could be out here making money, but they talked me into going. So I went. I understand there does need to be days off. They listen to show tunes. So I had my headphones on and was on my laptop doing stuff. But so I'm not a musical person, but I enjoyed the movie. Let's talk about Miss Cardi B and Miss Tasha K. I'm telling y'all, people are playing dangerous games with the government. British Williams. Exclusive. Cardi B claims she discovered offshore trusts Tasha K allegedly failed to disclose in $4 million bankruptcy battle. Cardi B ramped up her efforts to collect on $4 million owed to her by Tasha K. Sorry, y'all. I hope that y'all cannot hear the beeping of this truck and this car that just started. It's quiet the whole time. Then as soon as I come to a video, people want to go places. But anyway, so Cardi B ramped up her efforts to collect on $4 million owed to her by Tasha K and accused the blogger of failing to disclose multiple domestic and offshore trusts as part of her bankruptcy. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, the Bodak Yellow rapper asked the court to order a woman named Patricia Haynes to comply with a subpoena. Cardi believes Haynes has answers related to the alleged trust created by Tasha and her husband. The rapper said Haynes has been attempting to evade service. In 2022, we know Cardi was awarded $4 million as a part of a defamation lawsuit she brought against Tasha. In the case, the entertainer claims she suffered emotional distress after Tasha spread vicious lies about her on her YouTube channel. The rapper testified in court that Tasha falsely claimed she had worked as an escort in the past, used hard drugs, and that she had an STD. Cardi submitted medical records in court to prove the STD was a lie. In the end, the jury sided with Cardi. Tasha's attempts to appeal the judgment was shut down, as RadarOnline.com first reported. After her court win, Cardi and her legal team started to seize assets owned by Tasha. A couple months later, Tasha filed for bankruptcy and listed the massive judgment owed to Cardi. The blogger admitted in court she did not have the assets to pay Cardi the full amount owed. Tasha listed her assets in the 50 to 100K range, but her liabilities were between 1 and 10 million. In her petition, the blogger said her only assets were a 2021 Chevrolet Silverado, home furniture, $500 worth of electronics, $2,500 worth of clothes, and 2 Louis Vuitton purses. Cardi opposed Tasha's attempt to discharge the $4 million in the bankruptcy. Her attorney argued defendant was given multiple opportunities to retract the false and defamatory statements and videos, but defendant steadfastly refused to do so. In the end, the bankruptcy judge sided with Cardi and ordered Tasha will be on the hook for the judgment even after the bankruptcy. As Radar Online first reported, for months, Cardi has been attempting to uncover information about Tasha and her husband's finances. In her recent motion, Cardi said she needed to talk to the third-party witness. Unfortunately, neither the debtor nor her husband, and I don't want to say his name wrong, so I'm going to say Mr. Kibi, Unfortunately, neither the debtor nor her husband, Mr. Kibi, have been truthful regarding the existence of both offshore and domestic trusts created for them. Specifically, debtor schedules do not reveal the existence of any trust, her motion read. Cardi said that Tasha was questioned in court about the existence of any trust. The rapper provided a transcript of the hearing that showed Tasha denied she had any trust set up for her children and that I don't even have trust. So if you have a trust set up for your children and then you owe this big debt, would they take the trust for the kids? I didn't know that. I mean, that may sound naive but I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? Or is that the case? Because I'm thinking, wouldn't you, I'm not trying to evade any bills or anything, but wouldn't you set up a trust for your kids? That way they could be protected if you knew this was coming down the pike. But I guess that's not off limits. I did not know that. Cardi said that during the course of discovery in the bankruptcy, she had discovered the existence of multiple domestic and offshore trusts that were not disclosed, including at least one trust, which appears $30,000 was transferred. The rapper said Tasha failed to disclose the existence of or testified untruthfully about the following: the Sam Bekesi Investment Trust, Cook Islands; Saninkes LLC, Island of Nevis; the Bamako Trust, Kibi Children ILT; the Transrena Management Trust, located in Georgia, along with the Kids Trust; and the Florida Joint Revocable Living Trust. So I'm going to read those again. The rapper Cardi said Tasha failed to disclose the existence of or testified untruthfully about the following: the Sambakesi Investment Trust, which is in the Cook Islands; the Soninkes, Soninkes LLC, the island of Nevis, I might be saying that wrong; the Bamako Trust, Kibi Children ILT in Georgia; the Transrena Management Trust in Georgia; and the Florida Joint Revocable Living Trust. Wow. So they're saying that Tasha has all these trusts that she did not disclose. Cardi's lawyer argued because neither the debtor nor her husband, Mr. Kibi, have testified truthfully regarding the existence of their trust, Movant is forced to seek information regarding them elsewhere, including from Ms. Haynes, who is inexplicably and obviously attempting to evade service, even though she clearly has actual notice of the subpoena. The judge has yet to rule. I feel like that is a dangerous game, because she can go to, lying on court documents and falsifying a bankruptcy. That's what Abby Lee went to jail for, with her bankruptcy, not disclosing all of her assets. I'm pretty sure that's what she went to jail for, Abby Lee from Dance Moms. Tasha is playing a very, very dangerous game if this is the case. I don't think people realize, and we know there's exceptions to every rule, right? There's exceptions to all those things. So yes, there's people probably that have beat certain systems in place. But for me, I just would be like, it's crazy. All of this because you refuse to take down videos and retract some statements. I don't know. I wish the best for everybody involved, but I will say this: Cardi is determined to get her money. She ain't playing. Now, let's talk about Zeus. Now, I don't watch any shows on Zeus. Shout out to my boo Dan, who has been telling me I need to watch Baddies. And shout out to my other boos, Raven and Kendrick. Y'all know Kendrick from Reality and Comics too, saying that they make it look appealing. So I said I was going to watch, right? Definitely going to get into it. However, I have, in the past few days, Zeus has come across my radar so much. I'm like, what is going on? Is this a sign or something? So first I saw that I'm sorry, let me go back. First I saw that Chrisean was claiming that Diddy jacked up Zeus Network CEO over her pay dispute. So this is according to this article is done by Hip Hop DX. Chrisean Rock has claimed that Diddy once jacked up Zeus Network CEO Lemuel Plummer while defending her in her pay dispute with the network. During an Instagram live stream on Monday, January 15th, the rapper reality star detailed the alleged incident, which she says occurred at one of Puff's parties, although it's unclear when exactly. That's why Diddy jacked you up that day. When we was at the party, he grabbed Lemmy by his collar. It was like, don't ever play with that girl ever again. Talking about me, she said. I will never forget that mother effing day, bro. So I set a price. I said 200,000. You said 100. I said 150,000. I'm not going underneath that. Chrisean added, we go up in the VIP section. And Lem was like, what's up, Diddy? You met Chrisean. You gave her kisses on the cheek earlier. I'm glad you F with Chrisean. And then Diddy grabbed Lemmy by his neck and was like, but do you F with her? Don't play with her. All she needs is love. I didn't understand that until my check started coming back short. Plummer later responded on Instagram and called Cap on getting jacked up by Diddy. He also said, I'm pretty sure Diddy has more pressing issues. We tried, wishing Chrisean all the best. Hip Hop DX has reached out to Diddy's team for comment, but they had no response at this time. I mean, of course, because he's got some other pressing issues. Earlier this week, Chrisean Rock said she would no longer be appearing on Baddies, which airs on Zeus, and claimed she was not being paid fairly. In a live stream, she said, I've already made it clear. I'm not going back to Baddies. I was going to, but I'm starting to stick to if somebody not paying me my value, or if you don't want to pay the fee for me to pull up, that's cool. I'm not pulling up. I hate that for us young Black women. We not really getting valued in this industry. Baddies is a reality show that features several women living together with physical and verbal arguments, a common occurrence in the episodes. So basically, she was telling him he offered $100,000 an episode. Or I don't know if it's an episode or for the season. She said 200,000 and then tried to compromise at 150,000. That lets me know, from what I've been hearing lately, Zeus may be paying out some money over there to certain folks. So that came across my timeline. Then we see the pictures, of course. Nene and another young woman will be hosting the Baddies reunion. And people are like, Nene, that is beneath you. Why are you over there hosting? Which I get it, because when you see Zeus and you see Nene hosting a reunion, you do kind of go, But maybe they are giving her the change. Maybe they're paying her fee. So that's the second time that Zeus came across my network. And my feed. And I was like, man, I'm seeing a lot about Zeus. And then I saw this and I said, now wait a daggone minute. What is happening over there to Zeus? So this is from HNHH website. Stunner Girl accuses Zeus CEO of sleeping with Baddies cast members, and he fires back. They think they're out here clearing something up, but they need to focus on clearing those records. That's not coming out. This is what Lemmy says. Recently, Stunner Girl took to social media to put the CEO of Zeus Network, Lemuel Plummer, on blast. She made various unexpected claims about the Detroit native, accusing him of underpaying cast members, treating them poorly, and even sleeping with them. Now, I did just read to y'all that Chrisean said she was being underpaid as well. For obvious reasons, the allegations came as a shock to fans and have now prompted a response from Plummer. According to him, her claims are false, and she's only making things up to get clout. People out here having nothing better to do than to make up wild stories and lies, he began in a recent Instagram story, probably because Zeus isn't signing their checks or funding their lives anymore. Folks need to find some business, preferably outside of Zeus, or if they want to be on Baddies, just say that. If not, he continued, they should go focus on getting those monthly listeners up on Spotify. It's looking kind of light compared to them so-called partners. They think they're out here clearing something, but they need to focus on clearing those records. That's not coming out. Certain cast members have been off the show for damn near a year, but because they don't have any other business or lives, watch it be out me /Zeus for the next 30 days, LOL. I don't know if that was supposed to say watch it be about me /Zeus for the next 30 days. Clearly, Plummer didn't take kindly to Stunner Girl's accusations. After all, they are pretty damning, as she also posted screenshots of text messages alleging that he gave Anna Mac chlamydia. Anna Mac, am I saying that right? Anna Mac, child, I don't know. Anna Mac has since denied this, insisting that she's never slept with Plummer or had chlamydia. According to her, Stunner Girl simply thirsty for clout. What do you think of Stunner Girl's recent claims about the CEO of Zeus, Lemuel Plummer? What about his response to the allegations? So what do y'all think? I said, are they drumming up all this to get more eyes on Zeus? Because of course we have all heard about Zeus. I've heard about Zeus and Baddies and all of that stuff and have seen clips at different times. But I've never, like in a week's time, just Zeus. So what do y'all think? Is he over there not paying the people? Is he sleeping with the talent? If so, I'll tell you what, if he's building Zeus up and making all of this money, kudos. But one of the fastest ways to tear it down will surely be sleeping with the talent, especially with all this coming out. So, child, I hope they get it resolved. I want to know, though, was Chrisean talking about 100,000 for the season or for an episode? Him offering her that and her saying 200,000. Like, I wonder, that got to be for the season, right? Who knows? Anyway, I guess we won't be seeing her. Y'all, let's jump into a little bit of Bravo. Let's talk about Lisa Hochstein from The Real Housewives of Miami. Now, I do love that show. Lenny Hochstein demands gag order on Lisa, accuses her of drumming up DV allegations for Real Housewives of Miami ratings. Lisa Hochstein's ex is demanding she be muzzled, with Lenny begging the judge for a gag order in their nasty ongoing divorce. In documents obtained by who else? RadarOnline.com. The plastic surgeon accused Lisa of spreading false accusations that she experienced DV at his hands and insinuated she was doing it all for higher ratings on her show, The Real Housewives of Miami. Lenny pointed to their court-ordered status quo order, which prohibits them from physical, verbal, or any other form of harassment of the other. He claimed Lisa was in clear violation of the order when she alleged he inflicted physical violence on her, resulting in a bruise, something Lenny said was deliberately aimed and designed to harass and damage his reputation in business. He also accused Lisa of trash talking him to tabloids while questioning if she spread the allegations against him for attention and ratings. Specifically, wife has falsely alleged in the most public manner possible by and through her unfettered use of social media platforms such as Instagram and through the gossip website www.page6.com and on television shows that husband has physically abused her in the past and has further falsely and suddenly asserted that she has been, sorry, y'all will pop up, that she has been the victim of domestic or DV perpetrated against her by husband several months ago, the documents read. Child, that was a mouthful. Wife's allegations are patently false, perhaps motivated by wife's need for attention and or by her desperate need for content for her tabloid television show, The Real Housewives of Miami, or better ratings to keep disinterested viewers engaged in the happenings and mishappenings of wife's life. Excuse me, I'm interested. As RadarOnline.com reported, Lenny sued Lisa for defamation in December. Lenny's now threatening to stop paying $17K towards her monthly rent unless she stops blabbing about the domestic DV allegations. He wants the judge to issue a gag order to prevent any further damage. Lenny claimed he suffered quantifiable financial losses to his plastic surgery practice and med spa business, which are unjust, unprecedented, and totally unnecessary due to wife's public campaign of false and defamatory statements and broadcasts. He urged that Lisa has publicly defamed him in the most egregious and shameful manner possible in a calculated and deliberate plan to publicly humiliate him and to severely damage his business, his reputation, and his standing in the community. Well, you being called on a hot mic, basically admitting the cheating may have possibly contributed to all of that too. So we'll see. I don't know. But the nerve, he said she is saying all this to keep disinterested viewers interested. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm interested, but the ratings do reflect that there might be a little bit of a disinterest. Are y'all watching Miami? It is really, really good. I feel like it's one of the better housewife franchises out there. I absolutely love it. Shout out to Gertie. I love Gertie. Dr. Nicole. I love the cast as a collective. There are a few that, as always, but are y'all watching? What do y'all think? Let's talk about Vanderpump Rules. So Lala Kent, Katie Maloney say Pump Rules cast would have welcomed Raquel Leviss on season 11. No one would have been upset. Excuse me? Let's get into it. Lala Kent and Katie Maloney think Raquel Leviss should have returned to film season 11 of Vanderpump Rules and would have been open to filming with her after Scandival. I thought that she needed to come back to the group after dust had settled and people were willing to hear her out, make her amends in a calmer setting, and then ride off into the distance, Lala told Page 6 at the Vanderpump Rules season 11 premiere on Wednesday. Kent explained that if Leviss had given filming another shot, it would have added an element of some sort of closure after Leviss's months-long affair with Tom Sandoval blew up last season. I wish that she would have come back. No one's going to care about Scandival forever. This is gonna like at some point fizzle out. And then what do you go and do? So I guess she starts a podcast because that's surely what she did. The Give Them Lala podcast host admitted that the season would have been different than she thought it would be, meaning Raquel, because not everyone is on level 100 like they were at the explosive season 10 reunion. Kent 33 said that she is one of those people who had calmed down and would have been open to an honest discussion with Levis, as long as Levis apologized for calling her a mistress the year prior. I thought Raquel did. I thought her and Lala had a conversation about that outside of Lala's birthday party, but maybe I'm wrong. Meanwhile, Maloney, 37, agreed with Kent's sentiment and teased that she was more open to filming with Levis than someone else. So is she talking about Ariana? I don't think anyone was like, dag, I wish Rachel was here. But I think given everything that had went down, I think that now that she's got a podcast, I think it would have been good, Maloney explained. Maloney thinks that Levis should have just come back to give a round of apologies, and then no one would have been upset if she came back. She had just as much a place to come back as anyone else did, Maloney said. As much as Sandoval had a place to come back, as much as anyone did. I think if she was going to eventually want to tell her side or speak her piece, she should have just come and done that on the show. Rachel ultimately confirmed in August that she wasn't returning to the show following the scandal. She said, I refuse to not respect myself on that level where I would endure that emotional abuse any longer. I can't do that to myself, she explained on Bethany Frankel's Just Be podcast at the time. Levis has been slowly starting to talk about Sandoval on her new podcast, while the rest of the cast, including Sandoval, return to hash out the drama on the upcoming season. I'm going to say this. It's interesting that they're all saying this now. And I'm wondering if it is because the different opportunities and the attention that Ariana has got from the fallout of Sandoval. I'm not saying they're jealous. I'm not saying they wish that it was them. I'm not saying that. I mean, wish that it was them getting these opportunities. What I'm saying is, I wonder now that they see her success, they feel like she shouldn't get to come back on the show and not have to worry about Raquel and get all of this. Like she should have to face Raquel. And I wonder, I don't know. I just wonder if that's what they really think, but they're instead saying she should come back and tell her side. I don't know. I find it interesting that all these level heads are prevailing. And look, I get it. When a situation first comes out, you may have a hot head about it or what have you. I'm going to be honest. I thought everybody had a right to have an issue with what Sandoval and Raquel/Rachel did. But I did think Lala and James were doing a lot at the reunion, to the point because we couldn't even get through a lot of stuff. So I felt like they made it about them. So it's interesting now that Lala is saying, hey, I needed time to cool off, as if she was in Ariana's shoes. And now Rachel should have came back. And remember, Ariana said, if anybody, basically any friend of Sandoval's can't be her friend, which is why she couldn't be friends with Tom Schwartz. I wonder what would have happened if Rachel/Raquel came back this season. Would Ariana have cut them off because she's in business with Katie? Something about her someday is going to open, hopefully, right? Speaking of Vanderpump Rules and cooler heads, another cast member feels the same as Ariana. I'm sorry, as Lala and Katie. James Kennedy said, well, let me say this. He didn't necessarily mention Raquel, but he mentioned forgiving Tom. And that was a big thing too. None of them were speaking to Tom, felt like he didn't deserve to be a part of it all. But now, I guess cooler heads are prevailing in this case as well. James Kennedy says it would suck to end friendship with Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz over a silly mistake. A silly mistake. Kennedy's relationship with the pair soured when his ex-fiancée, Rachel Raquel Levis, and Sandoval made headlines with news of their affair. James Kennedy has plans to mend the broken bridge between him and the Toms. While exclusively speaking to people at the Vanderpump Rules season 11 premiere, the Bravo show's new #1 guy reveals that he's working on repairing his friendships with Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz post-Scandoval. It would suck to, like, I don't know, throw it all away over a silly mistake, he explains, before adding that their future depends on how they act going forward. It's definitely a work in progress. It always is, Kennedy shrugs. I mean, one minute we're up, like the next minute we'll be down. We'll see how this season pans out. Vanderpump Rules returns nearly 11 months after Ariana Maddox split from Sandoval, her boyfriend of 9 years, after she discovered his affair with their VPR co-star and friend, Rachel Raquel Leviss. Leviss was previously engaged to James Kennedy, and his relationships with both Schwartz and Sandoval soured following the news of the scandal. In the upcoming season of the hit Bravo show, viewers will see Maddox and Sandoval navigate this next chapter of their lives. Despite their busy schedules, the former couples are still cohabitating in the same Los Angeles home. And though they are not speaking, the situation appears to drive a lot of the drama in the new season. We'll see. As I recently spoke about a couple videos ago, Ariana did have him served. She wants to force the sale of the home and the proceeds be split between them. So I thought that was interesting. So now James is saying it was a silly mistake and he doesn't want to throw away his friendships with the Tom over it. Again, I understand that it's been almost 11 months since the fallout and cooler heads have prevailed, but I still do think that's a big turnaround from where they were. So what do y'all think? Will y'all be tuning in to Vanderpump Rules? Do you think it will be just as fascinating and gripping as last season? Let me know. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.